Hello, how are you? We're here for our Homestyle Christmas card class to go, and I just want to introduce you to some of the products that we're using in this card class. They come from the Trimming the Town suite in our brand new August to December catalog. The class features the Coming Home stamp set and dies, which would be called the Coming Home Bundle. And I wanted to let you know that this bundle is Stampin' Up's Making a Difference project. So whether you purchase the Coming Home stamp set individually or as part of the bundle or suite collection, $3 will be donated to charities devoted to adoption, foster care, and infertility. We'll be using some of the really super fun like whimsical designer series paper called Trimming the Town designer series paper here. It's very colorful. The color palette includes Poppy Parade, Pool Party, Old Olive, Misty Moonlight, and a little bit of Early Espresso. The DSP that you need for the card class to go cards will be included with the class kit. But I just want to give a plug for this DSP. If you were thinking about just popping that into your cart along with the Coming Home bundle, that would be a really good idea, because I know you'll be able to use this paper throughout the holidays. And actually the back side of, or the B side of the DSP is really cute, and it could probably be used throughout the year. So let's get started. Our first card looks like I'm going to call it a modified matchbook card. It's very simple, but it lets the designer series paper really speak for itself. We will be using the DSP that looks like this, and it is all the different families together at the holidays with presents and scarves and snow. It's really cute. The card stock is Misty Moonlight. This gorgeous ribbon is actually from the clearance rack. It's still available if you head on over there. It's Poppy Parade. It's got a really pretty little texture to it. I love it, and we're going to use this ribbon in a couple of our projects. So here's how I got the modified matchbook. So the card opens like this, and inside is a mat, and we'll put, you can put any sentiment that you like. I'm sure we all have Christmas sets, and Stampin' Up has plenty of them to keep you happy. I am going to use, on this card, I will use one of my favorites, Peace and Joy. I'm going to use some of these reverse or the negative looking stamps here, and I'm going to fill those in on my interior. All right, so let's get started. We're going to begin by starting on the front of the card, okay? So we've got, I'm going to dump these off carefully. We are going to start with some squares that are layered, okay? So you've got Misty Moonlight, Poppy Parade, and a Whisper White, okay? Now, you can, using your stamp set, you can stamp and color and die cut the tall house, the small house, and what we're going to do is we're going to pop it up and layer it so it looks like sort of the house is a 3D and it's got different levels. And then a large tree and two small trees. We're going to incorporate all of that, plus a little bit of these pretty little snowflakes into our front panel here. Okay, so, but what I want to show you now is, yes, the stamp set allows you to do the stamping, coloring, and die cutting to make these parts. But did you know that the dies in our bundle will also cut out DSP that are also shaped like the houses and the trees and that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to show you that you can do that. Use your dies to cut out some of the DSP patterns included in the Trimming the Town DSP pack. All right, so I used the DSP. You can stamp, color, and die cut your pieces. All right, so let's put these together on our white layer, our background layer here. And as I said, I'm going to pop this up. I'm going to adhere the big house, the tall house. It's the tall, skinny house. I'm going to adhere that flat to our front. All right, I'm just going to use some product that's like our Stampin' Seal. And then go ahead and just lay that down. I use my grid lines here to help keep me a little bit straight. I'm not very good at straight. So I'm gonna line it up, the house, line it up with the bottom of the white panel and about a 1/4 inch from the side. Then I'm going to take this little piece of house, not a piece of a house, it's a little house, it could stand alone, or like I said, we'll pop it up and make it part of our tall house. So I'm gonna put maybe 2 dimensionals. And then use my, take a pick, remove the backings off, and it keeps them wrangled in so they don't get all over the place. Alrighty, so here's our little house that we're putting on top of the big house, creating a 3D house, woohoo! So there you go, that's easy peasy. Then I'm going to adhere flush to the white panel this tall tree using a little bit of Stampin' Seal like product. You don't need too much, just a little piece of paper. I'm going to lay it down flat. I would say I'm going to lay it a little closer to the house, maybe even have a little tiny bit of it right there on top of the house. And then I'm going to take one of these tiny trees and pop it up. Okay, again, so it's not going to show on the front. I'm going to take a pick, pop this backing off, and place the tree here, a little bit layered on top of the big tree. And we've got one more small tree now. I wasn't sure, but I think if we lay it right there, that would be cute. A little house in a forest. I'm going to lay it flat, so I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal like product. And then place this little tree right along the side there. There we go. So that gives us our front panel, and what we're going to do is layer it up onto our 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's start with the bottom, add the middle panel, and we're just eyeballing it, make sure there's the same amount of space on all 4 sides. There we go. And then before we do that, I was going to add a little bit of snow with Pool Party ink using the little snowflake stamp, this one right here. And you know I like to use my scratch paper to make sure that it inks properly, and oh yeah, that's real pretty. Okay, put a little, I'm gonna go kind of random. I think I'll do a couple, 2 or 3. Just kind of twisting my, the stamp around a little bit. Oh, that's kind of fun. Stamp off. There we go, little bits. Just a little to kind of give you the illusion of a snowy day in a warm house. All right, so I'm going to put some, yes, I always use scrap paper whenever possible. So let's put our house right side up and onto our layers here. All right, and there we go. Cute, cute, cute. All right, I'm going to set this aside, and this is the front of the card. Again, sort of that modified matchbook looking thing. I've cut the DSP so that it goes in the right direction. By the way, look at the back side. Look at the B side. Isn't that pretty? Old olive stripes. Cute. All right, so let's see, I'm thinking, let's adhere that down. And because ultimately we're going to put the ribbon on here, but I want the ribbon to be on top of this DSP. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere it down to my card base. All right. Okay. Okay, then we have the smaller section down below. But there we go. All right, so we've got the DSP on the front of the card, and then I want to put the ribbon so it's at its ready here. And my ultimate goal will be to tie a cute little knot. So I'm just fussying with it a little bit, kind of seeing how I like it. Right down the front, just like this. And I'll lay this down. Ultimately, the square panel here will cover that, but I just want to make sure I get it down there good. Then I'm going to make a bow, a knot here at the bottom. All right, so then let's adhere the front panel about like that. Yeah, about 1 inch. And it's about 1.25 inches-ish from the bottom. But if you go with about 1 inch from the top, that's great. Now what you want to remember is you don't want to put adhesive all over the back of this, because part of it is going to lift up, right? We want it to be able to lift up. So let's say we'll go for about right around the second level of the trees. Okay, that's what I'm thinking in my head. And I'm gonna just put my finger there and my thumb here, so I see that I want to just put adhesive on this side. All right, I'm gonna keep my thumb there, and it doesn't have to be, it's not science, but just generally speaking. All the way there. I'm gonna give it a little extra good press. Okay, all the way down here. There we go. And there's no adhesive on the back of that, so that's good. All right, so we basically almost have the front of the card finished. Let's open it up and work on the inside. So we had a white interior with an old olive mat, just about a 1/16 of an inch around each side. And what I thought I'd do on this mat, like I said, I wanted to use some sentiments from the Peace and Joy stamp set bundle that I have. And it's these sort of, I'm going to call them like the negative. It almost looks like the old Dymo label tape back in the olden days. These sentiments here, and I think I'll use Poppy Parade as my ink, because that's the red from this collection. There you go. How's that? I like it a lot. I think that's super cute. Again, that is from the Peace and Joy stamp set, this sentiment here. Rocking the Christmas tree. There we go. All right. So now we have our sentiment. The interior is ready. I'm going to adhere the panel to the mat. Again, yep, you got it. You'll see that sentiment again somewhere down the line as you're watching the videos. Okay, just a small border, about 1/16 of an inch all around. All right, and then I'm going to adhere this to the inside panel, or to the inside of our card. All right, and here's our card. It's opened up. And this is a little bit skinnier panel than we normally use, but I just thought it would be kind of fun. Kind of like the tall, skinny house on the front, etc. Just playing around a little bit. All right, so there we go. You could add some holly or fir branches, tree branches. And there's the close, so I'm closing it. And then my idea is to make a little knot here. Again, it's a little bit long. I'm gonna cut a bit off here using my ribbon scissors. I like to leave a little extra ribbon on our cards so that when people open it up and want to tie it back, there's still some spaces. Sorry, I just feel like that needs a little bit of a haircut. There we go. Okay, so this is our card from the Homestyle Christmas card class to go, and this is a modified matchbook card.